Welcome to the Business of Beauty, where we help beauty entrepreneurs in building their business and reaching their dreams. This is your host, David Lee. Our guest today is a retired hairstylist who helps new and upcoming cosmetologists set up their business up for success by creating a 7-step business plan, find their niche, and market their content to the right people. She is most proud of being able to help women figure it out through her success and failures. Her superpower is being honest and authentic in her feedback. Just want to welcome to the show, Stephanie Jones.
Hi, David.
Hey, Stephanie. Hey, so thanks so much. I'm really excited to have you on the show. We talked a little bit, before the show, and I really like your energy, and I'm just excited, to hear what you have to say, especially, like for me, I like to hear the struggles, right? Because we hear too much about success, and then something, they show off their Lamborghini in the background, they show off their their bling, all their fancy stuff, their big mansion, but they don't really show the struggles. They don't really show how they got there. And really, to a lot of our viewers out there, to entrepreneurs that are starting or struggling through this time, that's what they need the most. They don't need to see, oh wow, the glitz and glamour of where they're at, right? And as a matter of fact, sometimes I think it's more of a demotivator, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hear, so can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey up to this point?
Well, my name is Stephanie, and I got started when I was 14 years old in the beauty industry. My parents always told me that, being a hairstylist, being in the beauty industry was not a real job. So they they told me that I would have to find a real career. So I ended up doing pharmacy for like 14 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so being a pharmacy technician, I've always had something outside of that. And that's why I call myself the queen of failure, because I failed so many times in this to finally get it right. It wasn't until I made a business plan that I finally got it right. But then I went through a horrible divorce, and I had to shut my business down. And I felt like I had worked and spent all this money for nothing. And I wanted to give up on life, give up on my business, just give up, period. I have a daughter. So, even, when you listen to different motivational speakers, they tell you to find your why. And so my why was my daughter. But at that time, not even that could get me up off the floor and motivate me to be inspired. Yeah. So it wasn't until I found a business coach who shared her failures, who shared her bottom, I realized, hey, if this person can do it, so can I. So I remember asking God, whatever you resonate with, source energy, God, the universe, I asked if it would get me up off the floor this one time, I would help another young lady in the hair industry to get up off the floor, be inspired, be motivated, because the numbers are so high of going to beauty school and dropping out and never using their license. And so I just, going through that time, that's where like the seed was planted. And I just watered it, and it came out to be a webinar, how to set your mind up for success, because we can't do anything unless our minds are right, are on point.
Yeah. It's being an entrepreneur is very emotional. The highs are highs, the lows are low. It's like a roller coaster. Being able to manage that, I would say, is one of the most difficult things as an entrepreneur.
Yes, especially when, just as a woman, you go through so many different changes. And so anything could get you off. You're balanced. Yeah. And so that's just I came up with the webinar to not only find your passion, because I realized that didn't keep me going. I had to find my purpose in life. Yeah. I had to find passion and my purpose, put it together, And that's when I realized, no matter what happens, I have to keep going, because not only am I doing something, my passion that makes me feel good, but I'm doing something God created me to do, which is help people, help people heal and just teach.
Nice. Yeah. Now, from what I understand, this is fairly recent, right? You started your coaching program. Now, did you start it earlier this year, last year? Like, when did you start the program?
I started the program in 2020, and but I've been in the industry since I got professionally licensed without telling my age when I got older. So like 2016.
Okay.
And I know it's retired, but I had like a neck injury, so I had to, find other ways to figure it out. And I could still do hair and do hair, but it wasn't until I got divorced in 2008. What was it? 19. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go back to pharmacy. I don't want to go back to doing hair right now, even though I love it. I would rather, like, my purpose. Once I figured out my, I was like, you know what? I have to help other women.
Yeah. And with this, you're able to still be part of the, hair industry, right? Hair business, and help others. So it's a win-win, right? With the coaching program.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. So can we dive a little deeper in the, the hair business, I guess, model? What are some of the challenges, some of the hurdles that an entrepreneur will have to go through, in the hair business, in this case?
In the hair business, oh my gosh, just realizing that it takes more than creativity, because a lot of us, we just want to go in and create. The biggest challenge was realizing, because I sold products too, but my biggest challenge was realizing that I needed to, the saying, it takes money to make money.
Yep.
I realized that saying wasn't necessarily about products or investing in, I don't know, a salon suite or a salon. It was about investing in your mind. And it wasn't until investing in that I started to really win. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You have, I one thing I would add in that saying, like, so the saying goes, you have to spend money to make money, right?
Right.
Yeah, I would add the word, like, you need to spend intelligently to make money, right? So like a little bit of caveat there, because I see, it could go both ways. Like, okay, well, the saying is to get people to, okay, you have to reinvest in yourself, reinvest in your business. But a lot of times they don't know how and where to invest, so they just throw money. I'm at fault of that. You just throw money at something and call it, oh yeah, I'm investing in my business, but they're not investing intelligently, and now they're essentially just throwing money away, right? So let's talk a little bit more about that, like for a hairdresser. So are you focused on helping hairdressers that are solo, that have their, just doing it just for themselves, like a solo practice, or is it more of like a salon where there's a lot of people under them that they're managing? Like, what is your area of focus?
I want to say, because my experiences is in being solo, because I've done it, every way. I've worked for a corporation, I've worked for myself, but I help the girl who wants to go it alone and who doesn't really want to go into a salon with a lot of different other hairstylists. So if you want to,
I love that. So one of the things, okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I go to Great Clips to get my hair cut, but I've been trying to, so there's a hairstylist that I go to every time, and unfortunately, because of the whole situation, I can't see her, and I have to ask my wife to cut my hair. I've been trying to convince her, like, you gotta start your own business. You know, you're amazing. You know, she has. So I kind of feel bad for the other stylists at that location because whenever I go there, you see a bunch of people sitting, and then there's other stylists that are just waiting. But then you ask them like, yeah, I'm waiting for her, you know? So I'm like, okay, there's obviously plenty of demand, right? You do great work. So the challenge, she's, you know, I asked her and she's like, yeah, I'm scared. I'm comfortable, you know, she has a family, you know, and this is secure, right? What would you say to that?
I would say that if she has people who supports her,
Yeah.
they're going to follow her. Some of them will follow her. People who are loyal, who's been coming, and I would say, don't just step right into it, but no, actually, I would say do it scared. And I understand that she does have, I would say plan everything out. Make sure that you get in contact with all your clients that you know. Hey, you know, contact them. I'm going to be moving. Are you going to follow me?
Yeah.
And if she feels like her list is broad enough or wide enough, then do it scared, but have a plan.
So, okay. So we're going to throw a wrench into this, right? She has like a non-compete, right? I mean, working at the bigger corporations, they're like, yeah, these are our clients. You can't take that away. So what would you do then?
Well, most of working at Smart Style myself, I've worked there before. You know, you can't. Some people just want to come. You know, even though I know it's not right. But for example, would you follow her over to her salon?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And
You know, I mean, I'm a customer, right? And I want to go to, you know, to my stylist that I'm most comfortable with. And I've been with her for years. So yeah, wherever she goes, I'm loyal to her, not necessarily the company, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So in those businesses, I guess she couldn't. I mean, it's a very thin line.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Has to let you guys know that she's going to be leaving. So it's up to the customer to make the choice. To keep herself safe, she would just let you know, hey, I won't be here, you know. And if they ask for information, then it's different.
Okay. So basically, pretty much say, all right, I am leaving. That's all she can really say. But you know, if the customer asks, hey, where are you going? What will you be doing? Then I mean, you can't necessarily stop someone from sharing that information, right?
Exactly.
And if the customer's willing to drive to a different location, right?
Yes.
To meet her at this new place, right? Her new business, then, you know, it should be good. Okay. Now, what about adjusting? Have you thought about, like, is it possible for her to adjust her hours and start building up her own clientele on the side, you know, while still working at her current location? Just kind of, okay. Now go ahead.
I'm sorry. It depends on the company. Some companies don't want you to work for another. They don't want you to work somewhere else.
Okay. So it might be in the contract where you're like, you cannot work elsewhere if you're working here.
Yeah, but I'm honest. You know I'm honest, David. A lot of people do it.
Yeah, that's the reality, right? Hey, you got to survive somehow, right? Nice.
Like $8 to $10 an hour.
What? Say again?
They're only paying like $8 to $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Unless you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough. You know, it's just hard. You know, to make it. So, so starting off, would you recommend subleasing a space? You know, working at another salon, but basically you have a chair there, a spot that you can bring clients in, or would you recommend other options?
Okay, so to be completely honest, that was one of my cases. I went from a salon straight into a salon suite. Well, I had my own salon, but then moving forward, once I got the divorce, I had to shut that down. And the way that I did it, I I did a booth rental. I did a booth rental once I realized, okay, I can't afford this suite right now. So I did booth rental, and then I built my way back up. So booth rental, then I went into the salon suite, they're very popular right now. And sometimes you can actually find them pretty cheap. So, you just have to do your research.
Okay, so I'm pretty new at this. So what's the difference between a booth rental and a salon suite?
A booth rental is inside of a salon with other stylists, and you have the owner, you have a manager, and you're just working alongside of someone else. It's just like Great Clips, except you have someone like, say if I want to open up a salon, I'll hire cosmetologists to come in, work for me, and I'll get money off of each booth.
Oh, okay. So they earn a percentage of what you make, rather than, or could you arrange it where, okay, I'm renting this booth out?
Exactly. It depends on how the contract is set up.
Okay. And with that, would you recommend one or the other?
Yes, I will recommend booth rental if you're new and you're just trying to build your client. I'm sorry. I would recommend commission if you're trying to build your clientele. And if you kind of pretty much have you got your wings, but you're not really ready to take off yet, I would say go booth rental, because it's like a bit smaller than small business.
Okay, yeah, and it allows you to scale up, and your cost is only based on your clientele, right? Or how many customers that you bring in.
It depends on how the salon is set up. So sometimes they'll provide, like for booth rentals, they'll provide the back bar for you. But say if you're commissioned, they'll provide the back bar and the color bar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And usually the commission percentages, how big are they?
It can range from either, I want to say 60-40. Some people do 50-50. Honestly, it depends on the contract. It depends on the owner of the company, of the salon. However, sometimes it can be, really low, like 33%. Like Smart Style. I don't know if you can,
Yeah, it may be different everywhere, because we have viewers that are, on the other side of the world too. So in Australia and the UK. So but also, we have a lot of viewers in the US. So you're saying it could range from, as low as a third, right, 33%, all the way up to 60%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and of course, it depends on their location, their space. Maybe they're bringing in additional clients for you, right? They're spending marketing dollars to do that, so you got to balance all that out. But would you say like this is more of a stepping stone, right? You don't want to stay there necessarily forever, right? Because that's a huge chunk, right? even at 33%, that's a nice big chunk of your margin, but it is a good way to figure out your business model, right? To get started to a certain point. I would say, is there like a turning point of like, okay, I'm ready to upgrade. I'm ready to transition to my own, salon. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the other piece? Like, so you go from booth, and then what was the other one? The salon suite? So what's a salon suite?
A salon suite is where this looks more like a corporate office. So everyone, you come in there may be a booth, there may be a receptionist at the front. It just depends on the place. But each section, say if it's like an office, each section has their stylist inside. They may do hair, they may do nails, they may do whatever, and so that's where you're going to get the bigger chunk, because it's like you have your own salon. Really, it's your own salon, but you're still working alongside other beauty professionals inside your own area or office.
Oh, okay. So would there be like there would be like no one really necessarily competing with you? Is that what you mean? Like there's different types of, or could there be another hairdresser or hairstylist?
Yes, there could be another hair stylist there, or just there could be 5 nail technicians, 5 hairdressers. There could be a skin esthetician there, but their own clientele. And that I worked in one before, and I feel they're pretty respectful. Like no one's stealing people's clients or doing anything like that. You're
Okay.
doing your own marketing. You have to provide your own back bar, your own tiles,
Mhm.
everything. So it's like owning your own salon without the I want to say without having just a location outside of that.
Okay. Now from the customer's point of view, when they arrive, is it like arriving into like an office? Like would they see your logo, or would they see like a general, the company that you're part of?
They'll see the company that you're part of. Like I worked for Phoenix Salon, and
Okay.
so Phoenix Salon Suites on the outside, and then once they get in, you can either location. We had to buzz them in, so it was locked at all.
Okay. Okay.
Very secure. We had a receptionist, waterfall. It was nice in front, so the
Yeah.
receptionist will, and they'll bring, hey, your client is here, and we had like a waiting area, and it was pretty nice.
Nice, nice. Now, is there a step after that? Like, eventually, do you want to get to the point where you have your logo up front, you have your own storefront, your own location? Is that a suggested way, or is it better to stay in this model because maybe you can keep your overhead a lot lower, you're a lot more agile, you can move around really easily if necessary?
Yeah, I would say it depends on the stylist. It
Hmm.
depends on what they want to do, because the only thing that's missing, like you said, the overhead is cheaper. Like you're not paying for lights. I mean, you probably paying for a portion of it in your
Yeah.
rent. You know, um, it's like owning your own salon, unless you just want the big logo in front, because you can actually create those spaces the way you want. You can paint,
Mhm.
you can put your logo in there, you can do it
Okay.
what you want. Yeah, you'll have your logo on the door. So
Nice.
it really depends on how broad, how big you want to be.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Now, at what point do you transition from the booth to um,
So
the salon suite?
I would say this is one thing that I feel like a lot of, well, I'm gonna say this is one thing that I had an issue with, and finances, making sure that you keep track of your finances, what's going in, what's coming in, what's going out. And
Mhm.
once you reach certain consistency in
Yeah.
those finances, then you can go and transition to a salon suite, and so on
Okay.
and so forth. Wanna, you're making more money. Say if you're making $5,000 a month, and then you
Hmm.
want to transition into a salon suite, do that. And then you're making 10,000 or 12, 13, 14, 15,000 a month.
Hmm.
Or, you can transition into a salon. But
Yeah.
honestly, my personal opinion, and like I said, it's all on how big you want to go.
Hmm.
I like the salon suite because I
Okay.
had access I wanted. It was nice.
Nice. Nice. Now, with the salons, how much do they typically cost? Or what's their
Mm,
cost structure or model?
I want to say between 150, when I was researching, 150 and 375 in my area.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 150 to 375 a month. So as long as, I mean, yeah, but looking at the numbers, like if you have, you know, a handful of clients that are doing some more expensive services, you're
Mhm.
better off just going to the salon suite. It sounds like,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
So why even
Say-
bother with the booth?
yeah.
Um, right, especially if they're
Yep.
taking 60%. That's crazy, right? Of your margins.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay, nice, nice. And the nice thing is, in both options, these are your customers, right? No one can take them away, right?
Nope.
This is you're growing your book of business.
Yes.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, very cool. I guess, is there anything else you would share with a hairstylist, especially, kind of like my example, coming from, a corporate environment and thinking about, potentially starting their own. What other recommendations would you say they should be doing?
Keep track of your finances. number one.
Mm-hmm.
Find your target customer,
Mm.
just so you can know what type of people you want to, bring in, because you're going to be dealing with those type of customers. When you come from a corporate situation, you're dealing with all types of customers.
Yeah.
So find that customer that you would want to work and start to advertise, start to market to them. During the transition, I would say the number one thing too is plan. Just plan it out, map it out. Just know that it's going to take some work, It's going to take work, and don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
Don't believe the hype of thinking that you're going to go from, 0 to 100, making 100, what is it? The advertisement now on Instagram.
6 figures.
Yeah, right.
six figures, make 7 figures, right? Make a 7-figure business in like 90 days, right? Something crazy, right? Yeah. So like what I like to focus on too, and when I talk to different business owners, like, okay, focus on getting to a point where you're able to break even, and how quickly can you do that? Because that's the key to survival. You want to be able to cover all your expenses and keep growing from there. So how, with this particular, steps, and also, following your 7-step business plan, what would be the goal, to reach that point? How long would you think it should take? Like for example, like, hey, if this takes, if this is over 10 months or 12 months, you're doing something wrong, right? Like how long do you think a new business owner that's starting their business, and I know it's a little challenging, especially in these crazy times, because some of the states aren't even, they're still on lockdown, right? But what would you say typically from starting a business, how soon, or how long should it take them to get to break even?
I want to say it took, to break even.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, be able to cover your expenses, like pay for that salon suite, right? Cover your overhead, pay for that marketing, all that stuff, and actually start making money.
I want to say you're going to make money, but you're going to be in debt, because it's your first year, you're always in debt.
Yeah, a reality check, right? You're going to be in debt.
I want to say at least a year. Like, I can sit here and say, oh yeah, I was making money, 10 months in, I made $12,000, but that $12,000 was mine, like, so I had to make sure everything else was paid. And, to be honest, my first year I was broke. I would say give it a year. Give it a year.
Yeah, give it a year. Okay, got it. Yeah. Is there like a savings that they should have, emergency funds? Is there a certain amount that they should have, maybe, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for emergency funds to get you through that first year?
I personally, I would say, see, this would sound so discouraging though, but
okay, this is important, right? It's better to be more prepared than not, right?
So I started with $20,000, and I was, just in case if anything happened, my rent was able to be paid. And then on top of that, I did have even though he didn't really support it, he had to support it because that's what I was doing. But my husband helped a lot my ex-husband helped, paying the bills and everything like that. But I still had funds to help as well, know. Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this. With your knowledge today, okay, and the experiences and the struggles, success, and failures that you went through, would you be able to redo this with 20,000 or less and build a successful business?
Of course, but I would say you definitely want to first set your mind up for success. Know that it's going to, it's going to be tough, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a reality. If it was that easy, everyone would be starting a business, right?
Exactly. I would definitely say plan it out. And yes, you can get started and make money without having that $20,000 savings. I would just say you would have to just maybe have a full-time job and kind of segue into it. But it's just it's all how bad you want it, like ET say.
Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Also, like personal risk management, right? Personally, you know, like in some areas, you know, now I've, you know, been running businesses for a while now, and I have pretty thick skin, but experiencing that also some of the most stressful days of my life. I would say, yeah, have that $20,000, especially in these crazy times. My personal opinion, my personal recommendation, have that $20,000 because like, so what if you have to wait another 6 months, right? Wait 6 months, save up the $20,000, because once you start your business, it's like a river, right? There's this flow of water, and you can't stop it. All right. The only way to stop it is you move forward and you grow, or you get out of the water, right? You shut down the business, because the rent expense will come, everything else will come, bills will come, customers will be coming, right? They're gonna ask for services. You can't get sick, right? Like all these things will be a constant flow forward. So you either embrace it or you get out, right? So you're better off now planning, because you can plan all you want, right? Spend a lot of time planning, preparing, and then having, in part of the preparation, have that $20,000 ready to go. And you might never have to use it, but you'll be able to sleep at night knowing, hey, you know what? That $20,000 will last me a few months, right?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So true.
Yeah. So yeah, this is great. Now let's kind of talk, you know, switch gears a little bit about like what's happening right now. So you're in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So Nevada, is it still locked down?
No, not for hairstylists, no.
Not for hairstyle. Okay. I think it's still locked down in California, right? The non-essential businesses.
I don't believe so, because I just saw someone I knew, they opened I think their salon is open, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But I'm wrong. I don't look.
Yeah. Now, so are there any changes that you would recommend that for salons that are opening back up to you know, be prepared with the new, you know, policies and the requirements and safety procedures?
Yes, I would definitely recommend, of course, like they recommend social distancing.
Yeah. How do you social distance when you're doing their hair though?
Well,
like you have a broomstick and you're like, here you go. Let me cut your hair from a 6 feet pole here, right?
Right.
Now that would be quite impressive, but I would be scared, right? Like, well, you better not get that knife too close to my ears here. Or the pair of scissors, right? Yeah.
No, what I mean, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Just making sure that the customers stay. I guess a chair apart is what they want. A chair apart. They don't want you to. They want appointment only, so no walk-ins, and have to wear your. And now this is optional, but I wouldn't make it an option. You and the customer wear a mask.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, and the mask can be adjusted. You know, I know you're doing their hair, but it can like lower a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So they can put it on, but then adjust it as they're getting into the areas where the band's in the way.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's And then as far as reaching out to customers, ads, like trying to get people to come in. I would say for new customers, use ads, and for your old customers, that good old calling.
Okay. I guess any additional sanitary procedures you would recommend?
Definitely. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah,
definitely our normal procedures, using the barbicide, cleaning your supplies, making sure that you have multiple combs, multiple brushes, multiple clips, everything that you need. And I would sanitize. Some stylists like to sanitize after every other customer, but I would sanitize after every single customer. this at all.
Okay.
Always wipe down, disinfecting your space, and shampoo bowls where the neck area is, just always being safe, because I would and if you're feeling any type of sickness, don't go to work. I know it's but you know.
Yeah,
you
it makes
know,
sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, practice these safe procedures, and of course, follow the CDC guidelines and other, guidelines, because it seems like this virus, they have like new symptoms and new like ways that it can spread almost like on a daily, weekly basis. So,
wow.
Yeah, it just keeps changing, it seems like. But it's important to, follow safety procedures. I
Aren't
love
we
that.
in phase 2 right now, right?
Let's say again?
We're in phase 2.
Like, what do you mean by phase 2?
I just read something in my email because our pool here is opening. So they were saying that we're in Nevada, we're in phase 2. They have phase 1 where people was just going out. I guess they were opening up salons, and then now phase 2, they're opening up like pools and
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, and I think different states have different phases too, on how they're allowing their business to be open. But also, I think they're trying to look at the cases, right? Of when how severe the cases are in their state, and if people are actually social distancing or not. So those are some of the areas that they look at.
We are strong here. We've been social distancing.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas is actually one of my favorite cities to go to, and I'll be honest, I love their buffets. So and the shows are nice. Like the Cirque du Soleil shows, they're one of my favorites. But it's going to be tough for a while. Because of the lockdown. I don't even know if I can actually fly out there right now.
You can. You can fly.
Oh, you can fly. Okay. Yeah. Nice. That's good to hear. Anyways, going back on track here. So any other advice would you recommend for a new business, salons, hairstylists, beauty entrepreneurs out there that are listening in?
Just number one, these are my 3 main points. Number 1, set your mind on success. Or find your passion and your purpose so you can know exactly what you want to do in the beauty industry. 2, set a plan. Write a plan for yourself, and not just any plan, but the 7-step business plan will be amazing because it hits all points. Marketing strategy, your executive summary, it's so on and so forth. And then also, last but not least, execute.
Nice. Now, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying take action.
Nice. Now, speaking of the 7-step plan, now, from understanding, you have a webinar, you have a program that you help others and they can be part of, right?
Yes. The webinar is about setting your mind up for success. This is something that I created after I came out of divorce. It's really for women who's going through depression, divorce, breakup, feeling like they're give up, and find passion and their purpose, not just what fuels them. It's a 2-step process. So the first step, finding your passion and your purpose, and the second step is understanding that we're made up of 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air, and all those elements are what we need to keep going, not just fire to keep fueling us forward. You know what I mean? That's what burnout. You need to understand. You need to make goals, like luxury goals. Earth, water. You need to make sure that your emotional health is right. Air, you need to make sure that you keep a good connection with God. And water, I'm sorry, what did I say? Water, emotion,
air,
mind,
earth,
and then fire, what your passion and purpose, like what's going to fuel you to keep going.
Okay. So that's one of your webinars. Do you have another program focused on helping like the hairstylist, like the
Yes. So on my YouTube channel, I just transitioned from, I had courses on Kajabi and I just transitioned and put them on YouTube so people can get to know me and know my learning style.
Mm-hmm.
And the first course I just released was on May 25th. That's the easy 7-step business plan, super easy to understand and follow through with.
Mm-hmm.
And then June 1st, I'm releasing the target market. So if you don't know your target market, then, you know, the course that you can take. And then social media marketing. I talk about content strategy and just making talk about marketing funnels and stuff like that. And every time I class, I go live on that Wednesday, so you guys can questions and all that stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how can our viewers reach you for you know, more information, questions, connect with you?
You can reach me on my social media, Instagram and YouTube, the Wig Goddess, or you know,
Okay. Yeah, and all the information we'll have in our show notes and our description.
Okay, good.
And yeah, if you missed that, yeah, don't worry, just it'll be in there. So again, thank you so much for being on the show, and for viewers, I hope you enjoy this episode. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.